curiosity. I want them to wonder.
Art can take all forms in kindergarten.
It really is a team approach.
And still at my age, I can still ice skate faster than the kids can.
Is this just a subtle way to go, oh yeah, remember we're doing kindness. We need to be kind.
I did not realize just how deeply they cared until I've had the opportunity to be up here.
The more interdisciplinary we can get, the better, because we live in an interdisciplinary world.
Welcome to our State of the School address. It's been a great year, exciting times at North Cross, and one of the most interesting things is that they've chosen to do a State of the School this year that has less of me and more of the school. I'm sure you'll find that more interesting, and quite frankly, it's a lot more fun for me to watch as well. It has been a remarkable year as we've continued with record fundraising for our capital campaign, our capital expansion. Nobody drives on our campus without remarking on the tremendous changes that they see. The level of excitement just continues to grow every time the scaffolding is removed and more bricks go up, windows go in. And we anticipate a big move here in another 40 days when we have to vacate Old Slack to enable it to be torn down and the rest of the construction to be continued. One question I always get is, does all this construction mean that we have more room for more students? And actually, we will see a slightly larger capacity in the future because of the construction, but the reality is we are at 197 students in our upper school, and really the new space is going to make that 197 that much more comfortable than they used to be. We continue to grow slowly and steadily, 1 to 2% a year in our enrollment. We are over 500 students this year for the first time since I came. Very exciting. And in fact, I think I'm on the hook for a crawfish boil for the faculty in March as a reward for getting to 500. So in keeping with my promise that this would be more about the school and less about me, I'm going to introduce you to Victor Lamas, who's our director of our lower school.
It's interesting, the progression and the evolution of the school in so many ways over the years. In one aspect, of course, is Spanish. We used to teach Spanish, once or twice a week. And then once Dr. Proctor arrived, he hired Jennifer Bush and Mariana Hermosilla. And since then, the Spanish program, I think, has become one of the crown jewels of not just the lower school, but maybe the entire school.
The level of listening comprehension is truly amazing. And this is because they learn Spanish from a very young age. Like, I'm currently covering aspects of grammar that even go into the upper school. My 4th graders are doing well.
Los altares son una parte muy importante del Día de los Muertos en México.
The pronunciation, I see it, I hear it in the halls of the upper school and the classes.
Hay unas fotografías en los altares. Hay muchas calaveras también.
With our time in Mendoza, Argentina, Scuola Italiana, this year we've had numerous Skypes, and they've been wonderful. And I think both sides have been impressed at the level of Spanish shown by our students.
We mainly spoke in Spanish while I was there. I've really improved since the last times I've gone, and I believe the trips have helped me improve my Spanish, for sure.
Some students want to go for the 2nd or 3rd time, which just tells you that for them it's been a positive experience. Their past experiences have been positive, so they want to do it again. These students that come back, then they talk a lot with friends and classmates, and they encourage other students to just take the step, just do it. And I have more students that are of the frame of mind of, I'm going to do it, yes, I would like to do this.
We can always find new ways to improve, but I like what we're doing so far, and I'm appreciative of all the support that we get.
It's grown tremendously, and it's changed from a program that just teaches reading and writing to reading and writing and organizational skills, and now Spanish and academic coaching and It's really become this whole student approach. We're in the 30s now. I mean, I would hope that next year that, maybe we could add 10 students a year and make sure that we're well staffed and we're offering all the programming that we need to be supportive of these students and be, selective with our process and make sure that we're the right fit for each student that we bring on board at North Cross. Well, the opportunity to have this new space is so exciting because we've already outgrown the space that we're in. And so many of our activities require, large muscle movements, and just having the room to just get up and move and learn and grow is really going to be exciting. We can really expand our project design area and have large tables for the students to work and really sort of spread out and just be very creative and wide open. So it's exciting.
The middle school affords us the opportunity to look beyond the academics to the growing student and child.
The middle school always embraces, this idea of kindness and thinking about others and being aware of others around you. So when I start with hello comes back to the students that are sometimes overlooked, are shy and not want to invite someone over or to try to put themselves in a group. So it's kind of looking for that student that sometimes might be overlooked or be left out. And so when they signed the banner, this was their way of saying, hey, we're going to try to be more aware so that we're promoting a community where no one is left out. And then we promoted this contest. There was a contest, a part of the initiative, which could be written or visual or even video. So they could do art, video, a little skit, or they could write an essay, write a poem. Valerie decided to do the poem.
Alone in a great twisting maze, empty smiles froze through the thick haze. A single word comes and burns away the fog, and it's me and I'm feeling lost. That fade in the background with no place to go, I turned to the stranger who smiled and said hello.
It had such a powerful message, so I thought that was pretty cool and awesome that she was chosen. And so when they do something out of the norm and a teacher sees it, or they go above and beyond and help someone or say something nice to someone, we will submit their name into a cup or a jar. And then every 2 weeks we draw out of there so that they're acknowledged and they know that someone saw them doing that kind gesture. If their name's drawn, they get a free dress day, and that's kind of become pretty popular. They're excited about it every 2 weeks. If they aren't drawn, they do get at the end of the term, we give them a little slip of paper that says, hey, just wanted you to know you were nominated. Thank you for being kind, that kind of thing.
The teachers in this building care very deeply for students of this age and at this stage in their life. I did not realize just how deeply they cared until I've had the opportunity to be up here.
I found out about the program from Amy Jackson. She sent out an email letting all the faculty know that there was this opportunity to do a professional development that would be focused on art and would touch on all different grade levels.
It offered 3 perspectives on art. One was through identity, one was through the lens of migration, and one was through the lens of the environment. One thing I loved about the program was it combined those aspects of current events and politics and things we discuss on the news all the time with how artists portray those events through their art.
Art can take all forms in kindergarten, and it really allows them then to express themselves in ways that they may not get to do in the classroom otherwise.
It allows the students to see a different side of the coin. Whether or not they actually vocalize their experience, you can tell just by their expressions that they're having thoughts and ideas that they probably had never considered before.
There was a component that shared different artist views. Part of that was taking recycled trash and making these beautiful quilts that looked like quilts from a distance. And as you got closer to it, you noticed that it was bottle caps. It's getting them on board, which then hopefully gets their parents on board about being more mindful of of how we use things.
These disciplines don't exist in silos on their own, like history and English and science, and as much as we treat them like that, these things are all connected. So the more I can show students the interconnection between different disciplines, I think the greater of a viewpoint they have on the world going forward.
to round out global studies and STEM opportunities for our students, the arts. We created a new arts distinction.
The program is somewhat modeled on a similar structure to a college capstone project, and the students have a ton of choice, and they are able to take their ideas in their fields, and some of the students overlap in so many different ways in their interests that their final project or performance, it will represent them in a way that just a project in a class can't.
I probably would have taken art anyways, but having the fine arts distinction gives me more of an idea towards college what I'm going to do, because before I was kind of just doing this for fun, but now I'm thinking of more professional ways to do things, and I think that's really important, especially because I'm going to be a junior next year, and that's college things that I need to focus on, so that was really helpful in that aspect.
The fine arts distinction is really a community of artists who are all there to conduct with each other and find ways to help each other out, whether it's showing up to each other's performances, helping move stage pieces. All those things get tied into one giant program that really emphasizes what it means to be in the arts.
In the rollout of the program, we thought that there might be a handful of kids. We might capture people who already had great talent and interest, or involved at school, they're involved outside of school. And we had over 50 students expressing interest, which was amazing and overwhelming and exciting. So I think that speaks to the need for a program like this at North Cross and in our community, and it validated formalizing the program in the first place.
This is the job that I've always wanted. I've always been big into athletics, and I went here kindergarten through 12th grade, so two of my role models were Jim Mascaro and Donna Satterwhite. And then I was able to work with Eric Lawrence, so just following in their footsteps has been pretty amazing. So I consider myself very blessed. Right, so we had a very successful fall season. We had 2 conference championships in girls varsity tennis and boys varsity football, and then our football team went on to win the state championship for Division II. We had a total of 22 student athletes make all conference, and 17 earned all-state honors. We had 3 athletes who made all-conference player of the year and 2 who earned state player of the year. And all of our programs are off to a wonderful start. We have a female swimmer who has broken a couple school records. Basketball, all 5 teams are doing very well. And this is our first year for club ice hockey. We're mixing in with some other independent schools to create this team. We've also started a Learn to Skate program in the lower school, and I think we've had anywhere from 22 to 30 students come on Monday and Tuesday nights to practice at the Lancer lot, and we hope that they grow and love skating so that they might join the ice hockey team.
It's great because the kids really, that have never participated in ice skating before, really kind of took at it and go after it pretty hard and have a lot of fun. We have one child in the middle school that was not very physically active in her younger ages, and we got her to be in the Learn to Skate program, and she has really bloomed. She gets to the rink every day, her skates are on, and she is ready to go, can't wait for the doors to open, and she skates for an hour straight, very, forwards, backwards, stopping, going, and she has a smile on her face for the whole hour, but it's really just opened up her eyes to athletics and to sports all, for her.
So you've had a chance to see all of the amazing things, well, not all the amazing things, but some of the amazing things that are going on our campus. And we worked very hard as a board and as a staff to keep the school as affordable as possible, all the while knowing we're competing against some of the very best schools in the state of Virginia. This next year, we're going to have a 4.5% tuition increase across the board. We feel like we have created a new tuition structure that reflects the actual differences in program offerings. So you'll see there's a difference between 3rd grade and 4th grade, and a difference between 7th grade and 8th grade. And let me remind you that last year we all signed continuous contracts, which do not require you to re-enroll this year. If you are not returning, or if you think you might have a move in you, please just contact the admissions office by February 15th. I see nothing but a bright future for North Cross, one made brighter by your family contributions, the student contributions, and the contributions of a tremendously talented faculty and staff. And as I sign off, I hope you enjoyed this new style of State of the School address. And I hope to see you on the 28th at our Founders Day celebration, or maybe even in your best Gatsby-esque flapper wear at the gala on February 8th. Thank you. As I always say, there's never been a better time to be at North Cross.